You know that saying that money can't buy happiness? I agree with that for the most part, but sometimes it does. For example, today, I bought something real cool. That is about $60 worth of socks. But they're all the same exact type of sock. And you know those socks that have a left and a right? No. None of that crap, because now whenever I do laundry, I never have to do the whole process of going through a bunch of different pairs of socks and pairing it up, making sure that the left one goes with the right one. No more of that. So I am a happier man. So I'm gonna take all my pairs of mismatched socks I've collected over the years and throw it at Goodwill and be like, take it, take the problems off my hands. I don't even know if that's a good charity thing to do, because now they're gonna have to match all those socks and it's gonna be a headache for them. Should I just soak all the socks in gasoline and just burn it instead? I don't know. I'm just trying to do the right thing, but sometimes the right thing is hard to do. All right, so today we're talking about the Oscar nominations that have been announced and what cameras were used to shoot them. First of all, I just want to know, because I'm kind of nerdy, and I also like to see what kind of trends are going on in Hollywood films and how they're using it and why they're using it. Anyways, let's get started with the list. I don't know the list. I have to go get my laptop. Hottest film of the night. 10 nominations. Roma, which is a black and white Netflix original. It's a film by Alfonso Cuarón, and looks like he shot it as well as directed it as well as edited. He did the whole thing. And that was filmed on an Arri Alexa 65, which is interesting because Netflix is generally dominated by red cameras, because Netflix has this requirement that all their Netflix originals be shot on something with a native 4K sensor. They won't accept an Arri Alexa unless it's the new LF or 65. But the Alexa 65 is like the beast Alexa that has way more than 4K pixels, and he went with a 65. That's awesome. 1 point for Arri Alexa so far. Next is A Star Is Born with 9 nominations. Whoa. Shot entirely on the Arri Alexa Mini, and my guess is they probably want something smaller and lightweight and probably a lot of camera angles. There's some behind the scenes of it thrown on a Movi Pro. They probably went with the Alexa Mini just for that flexibility and size, and the picture quality out of those Alexa Minis, beautiful. That's one thing I love about the Arri Alexa, is like if you're trying to get like very vibrant, beautiful colors, the Arri Alexa does it so well. Opposed to if you were to take most other cameras and you just crank up that saturation, it just starts to look kind of gross. You know, the Arri Alexa, you could take that, bump that saturation, and it just looks like glorious. For example, a few months ago, I co-directed a music video for Pepe Aguilar, and the DP Dennis Zanata and I had a conversation about the look of it, and we wanted it to be very saturated and colorful and rich, and it became very clear we had to shoot on the Arri Alexa. The Favorite, also another popular choice for the night. I haven't been able to find the specifics on what camera was used, but from the behind the scenes photos, it looks like he's using a film camera. Definitely a very filmic look, but apparently he used mostly natural lighting, and according to the DP Robbie Ryan, he just kind of slapped the wide angle lens and just kind of shot it. He also mentions he went for some super wide angle lenses that are kind of abstract, but it's beautiful. You can tell it's real film being shot. By the way, when I did this video last year, I got a lot of questions about what do you mean by film camera? Basically, all our cameras now are digital, so light comes in through the lens and hits a digital sensor, and then data gets recorded onto a memory card, and it's all done by computers. But before there were digital cameras, there were film cameras. This was like built in the 50s. I personally never actually shot film because I always hear it's too inefficient, it's too expensive, but there's a lot of filmmakers that argue that you can't fully reproduce that traditional film look with a digital sensor. But yeah, until recently, all movies were shot on film, but film cameras are still kicking it in Hollywood. Vice is also cleaning the floor with all its nomination and filmed with Arri film cameras and a Bolex, which is what this thing is. And now I'm like super pumped to get this thing going and testing it out. And generally speaking, a majority of timepieces are shot on film because it just has that traditional, beautiful cinematic look, which still I don't feel like can be fully emulated with digital cameras. The Green Book, another huge hit of the night, filmed with the Arri Alexa Mini with Leica lenses. Wow, the Alexa Mini really taking the floor this year. Usually you would see the Alexa Mini as the sidekick to the XT and the SXT, but now they're just like, make it our main camera. That's awesome. I do love that Mini. Bohemian Rhapsody. Yes, that was a fun film. Alexa 65, SXT, and film. Hasselblad and Cooke lenses. It's interesting how they mixed up the Alexa's digital look with the film footage. Black Panther also making a lot of noise at the Oscars, and it was shot on the Arri Alexa XT Plus, paired with some Panavision Primo lenses. Oh man, this might be another year where the Arri Alexa dominates the Oscars. I did the same thing last year, and I'm just recycling content now. But last year it was like dominated by Arri Alexa, a little bit of film, and there's like a red camera in there somewhere. This might basically just just a repeat of last year. Black Klansman, another big hit, and this was shot on film. A whole gaggle of Panavision and Arri film cameras, Zeiss Master Primes, and Panavision lenses. Alright, so out of the 8 nominations for Best Picture, 3 of them was shot on traditional film, 4 of them was shot on the Arri Alexa, and 1 that was shot on both Arri Alexa and film, which is Bohemian Rhapsody. So film is still hanging in there in the fight, hasn't been totally destroyed by the Arri Alexa yet, but let's keep going down the list and seeing what everyone else is doing. Cold War is up for several nominations, including directing and cinematography. That was also shot on the Arri Alexa XT, Cooke S5 lenses, Zeiss Ultra Primes, and Ingenue Optimos. First Man is up for 4 nominations, including Best Sound Mixing and Best Sound Editing, which is awesome because one of my close homies, Alex Knickerbocker, he's been in a couple of my videos before, but he and I have been talking about making a whole video for you guys about sound, editing sound and sound design and sound processing, all that stuff. He worked on sound for the First Man, but he also has a lot of tips for kind of simple creators like us. So let's just comment down below telling Alex the rudest thing you can think of, saying, Alex, if you don't come on Potato Jet's show, blank. And then you just comment down below, get creative, I don't care. He'll read these comments, be so scared that he'll be on the show, and then we'll all have better audio. Yeah. But the First Man was shot on film, a no-brainer for a film like this. They had the funds, they wanted that look, they got it. Never Look Away, another film for Best Cinematography, Arri Alexa XT Plus with Zeiss Master Prime lenses. Eternity's Gate up for Best Actor, shot on the 8K Red Helium. That's a first for Red so far. We got one. Red has officially entered the race. The Wife, I actually couldn't find too much information about what they shot this on, but I'm assuming it's the Arri Alexa. I only saw one behind the scenes shot with a camera in it, and that looks generally like the Arri Alexa, but I could be wrong, so let's just exclude this one for now because I don't have firm facts. Can You Ever Forgive Me, shot on the Panavision DXL 8K. Whoa, that's pretty awesome. I heard about Panavision rolling out their new digital camera a while ago, and we weren't sure if that was gonna be like the next big digital camera. It is Panavision, and those guys know what they're doing, and I believe they're using the 8K Monstro sensor from Red. They took that sensor, they put it in their own body, and they process it their own way. If Beale Street Could Talk, another film shot on the Arri Alexa 65 with Hasselblad lenses. Man, I want to get my hands on an Arri Alexa 65 one of these days. It's basically like Arri's IMAX camera. It's kind of their biggest sensor, but I believe it costs as much as a kidney and a soul and a house. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, also shot on the Arri Alexa Mini and Alexa XT with Zeiss Master Primes and Fujinon Laura zoom lenses. Wait a second, this is a Netflix original? First of all, the Alexa XT and the Alexa Mini, they're amazing cameras, but they're not even 4K. So next time you're shopping for a camera and you're like, I must have 4K, just remember that the Coen brothers don't even shoot in 4K. But I'm confused now because I thought Netflix originals had to be shot on a 4K camera, which the Alexa Mini is not. And I thought that was kind of ridiculous because you're literally eliminating one of the most popular Hollywood film cameras out there, clearly, and they're like, nope, you can't use that camera. Yeah, shot on Arri Alexa Mini and the Alexa XT and Arri Raw 2.8K. Maybe the Coen brothers were like, hey Netflix, we're the fucking Coen brothers, we're gonna shoot on the Alexa Mini. I don't know, did they give him an exception or something? Who knows? First Reform, shot on Arri Alexa SXT. And that's actually interesting because I kind of would have guessed this was shot on Red just by the way it looks, how it's kind of desaturated and a lot of greens in the shadows. Mary Poppins returns. The Arri Alexa Mini and Alexa SXT with Panavision and Ingenue zoom lenses. And that definitely makes sense. The Arri Alexa, if you're trying to make something like super saturated and poppy and like whimsical like this, Arri Alexa, hands down. And I feel like Arri Alexa is so good at making skin tones look super rich and creamy, and the camera does it so naturally. You point that camera at anybody, you're like, whoa, you look so beautiful and glowy. Mary Queens of Scots, whoa, another film with the Panavision Millennium DXL, and they used the red for the second unit. I actually haven't seen either of the films filmed on this Panavision Millennium DXL, but I'd love to see it and see how it looks. I imagine it has a lot of characteristics similar to the red because they are using the monstrous sensor in it, but in Mary Queen of Scots, they also did use a red for a second unit camera, so I imagine they pair very well. A Quiet Place, filmed entirely on film. But man, just look how good their faces look when they're shot on classic films. It's beautiful. Border, nominated for Best Makeup, shot on Red. As I mentioned before, Red cameras do an excellent job of kind of giving you that grungy, moody feel. Like watching all these films, I'm always amused at how dark cinematographers are willing to shoot. They're like totally comfortable with majority of the scene just being in this dark dark spectrum. It's pretty cool. But yeah, another one for red cameras. Next up, Avengers Infinity War, shot on the Arri Alexa IMAX, which is a modified version of the Alexa 65, which we talked about a couple times before. And also some scenes were filmed with the red weapon and helium. So Arri Alexa and the red. Christopher Robin, shot on the Arri Alexa Mini, SXT, and Panavision film cameras. That's pretty common to pair Arri Alexas with film cameras, because if there's any digital camera that looks as close as possible to traditional film, it's the Arri Alexa. Ready Player One, the film directed by Steven Spielberg and shot by Janusz Kaminski. Steven Spielberg, still a huge fan of traditional film, but he has accepted the Arri Alexa Plus into his life. So this is filmed partially on traditional film with the Panavision XL2 and the Arri Alexa Plus. I gotta admit, I have not seen that many of these films. I'm such a YouTuber. I'm like talking about movies, most of them I haven't seen. Solo, a Star Wars movie, I saw that one at least. That was shot on the Arri Alexa 65, the Alexa Mini, and the Alexa XT. Good combination. The 65 is kind of the beast camera that probably got a majority of the epic shots. The XT for the sidekick, and the Alexa Mini to just kind of tuck into small tight corners, get those unique angles. I have no idea if that's what they actually did, but that's my guess. Obviously can't talk about any of the animated films because they're shot with computers. But Isle of Dogs, I'm so glad to see that on the list. That was a fantastic movie, and it was stop motion. So basically just a whole bunch of photographs stitched together to make it look like it's moving, and that was shot on the Canon 1DX. Let's look at a couple of the foreign films. What are people doing across the world? Cafarnaum, shot on Arri Alexa. I actually had to Google how to pronounce that because I was gonna say Capernaum, or that would have been embarrassing. Never Look Away, Arri Alexa XT Plus with Master Primes. And Shoplifters from my hometown, Japan. It's not actually my hometown. I guess I'm biologically my hometown, but combination of Alexa Mini and film. There's also quite a few short films and documentaries I wasn't able to find the information on, but there's Free Solo, which is the Nat Geo documentary, which was shot on the Canon C300. And yeah, I think C300 Mark II might still be the best documentary camera out there. The autofocus is phenomenal. It's lightweight, it's flexible. You can take it and hang it off the side of the mountain and it's gonna film just fine. A battery will last you all day. Piece of cake to shoot on, looks beautiful, very powerful. So let's sum everything up. The unique camera was the Canon 1DX and also C300, although I bet the C300 was used for a majority of the documentaries. I just couldn't find exactly, but those C300s, man, they're all over the place. And then there was the Panavision DXL, which shot a movie and a majority of Mary Queens of Scots. Red cameras were used to shoot 2 of the movies and also partially used in 2 other films. Classic Film filmed 5 of the movies, and there were 2 films where it was partially Arri Alexa and film. And yeah, if you saw last year's episode, this is no surprise, but 15 movies shot on the Arri Alexa, 2 movies shot with Arri and film, and 1 movie shot with Arri and red. Anyways, let's close this off by reading a few comments from my last video, which was all about Sony's new a6400 4K APS-C size sensor with a flip-up screen, so potential vlog camera. Let's see what you guys had to say. Maddie Hapoya says, stuck at a mountain. Just kidding, at the office by myself. Miss you. Maddie, I visited you in Toronto. It is time for you to come visit Los Angeles. DSLR video shooter says, in a couple months, I'll see you on the other side, my friend. Rest in peace, the 20s. Almost happy 30th birthday. I've been 30 for like 3 days so far, and it's been great. The only thing that's really changed is I've had to take a lot of Tums and Pepsid before I drink. So thanks to all my friends for visiting me last night. I had a blast. My 30s off to a amazing start. Happy birthday, tomato. I'm not a tomato. Unless I forget to wear sunscreen. Happy birthday, welcome to the 30s clubs. Kind of want to know how you got that scar on your left arm. Oh yeah, this thing, I was doing this jump on a snowboard that I was not prepared to do, and I shattered my shoulder and I got a very bad concussion. Wear helmets when you're doing activities. Even those like bird scooters, you know those bird and lime scooters that are getting popular? Freaking those things are dangerous, and that comes from like me as a motorcyclist. Because the problem with them is they go fast, but they don't feel that dangerous. But when you have that much speed, like, it's dangerous. For anyone out there riding those things, just be careful. Do you think a Canon 80D is still worth it for $1,000? I'm a filmmaking student. That's a good question. It depends on what you're trying to do. For a filmmaker, probably not. But I am doing a giveaway with my Canon 80D fairly soon because I am thinking about trying to make all my videos 4K. I'm pretty comfortable with shooting with this camera in 4K, but when I'm vlogging, I'm probably still gonna shoot in HD because I don't want that camera to be right up in my face and you guys seeing every single wrinkle and pimple and hair and nose that needs to be trimmed. Give me a heart. Okay, done. Dude, when's the giveaway? Which giveaway are you talking about? I've given away a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, here's the winner for one of them.